Baby, I never thought the day would come when the silence I have carried inside me for so long would be pierced, not by my own words, but by the voice of someone who has known me since before I took my first breath. Today, baby, my mom just asked me about you for the very first time, and when her voice trembled through the air, when her eyes looked into mine searching for truth, I felt my whole heart shatter. I couldn't answer. I couldn't form the words that could hold the weight of all that you are to me, and all that I have hidden. Baby, you must know, I've kept you like a secret folded in the deepest chamber of my chest. I thought I could carry this alone, thought I could protect you by never allowing your name to escape my lips in the presence of my family. But destiny has its own ways of tearing open the places we tried to keep closed. Today, the veil was lifted. My mother saw the ache in my eyes, the way silence wraps me at night, the way my heart drifts into a distance she cannot reach, and she asked, "Baby," she asked about you. Her question was simple, but it felt like thunder in my bones. Who is the one your soul keeps longing for? And baby, in that moment I froze. My lips parted, but the truth lodged itself in my throat. My chest burned with the need to say your name, to speak your light into the room, to let her know that the love of my life has always been you. But fear pressed me down, shame weighed heavy, and I sat there with tears silently filling my eyes, unable to give you the acknowledgement you deserve. Baby, I am broken inside because of this. I am the man who swore he would fight for you, the one who promised to stand in truth, the one who dreamed of introducing you to his family as the woman who carries his soul in her hands. And yet, when the moment came, I couldn't answer. I betrayed my own heart by letting silence speak louder than my love. And baby, it hurts more than any wound I've ever known. I wanted to tell her how your laughter has become the rhythm of my days, how your absence feels like an unfinished prayer hanging in the air. I wanted to tell her that you are not just someone I love, but someone I am destined to walk this earth with. Someone the heavens carved into my path long before I could understand what fate truly was. I wanted to tell her that my soul found its home in you, baby, but instead I looked down. I let fear win, and now my spirit aches with regret. Baby, you deserve to know the truth of my heart. You deserve to know that even in my silence, I was screaming your name inside. That even when my lips could not form the words, every part of me was vibrating with the truth of you. My silence was not emptiness. It was the overflow of everything I have never been brave enough to say. I am realizing, baby, that love without truth is a slow death, and I have been dying inside every day that I kept you in the shadows of my world. My mom saw the fracture today. She saw the distance. She saw the longing. And though I could not answer her, she now knows. There is someone who holds my soul. She doesn't know your name yet, baby, but she knows you exist. And that truth alone has begun to shift something in my world. Baby, I need you to know that destiny cannot be silenced forever. The universe has its own way of forcing the truth to surface, and today was proof that divine timing is moving, that heaven is aligning the pieces, whether I am ready or not. I can no longer hide you in the shadows of my fear. My family will know, the world will know, because you are not just my secret, you are my purpose. And baby, as I write this to you in the quiet of my heart, I feel the fire of transformation burning through me. The shame that once kept me silent is now breaking apart. The regret that drowned me is now pushing me to rise. The shattered pieces of my heart are falling into a new shape. A shape that only love can build. And though today I couldn't answer, I promise you, baby, that the next time I will. The next time my lips will not hesitate. The next time your name will be spoken with all the reverence it deserves. Baby, I am learning that love is not just about holding someone in secret. It is about standing in the light with them, no matter who is watching. I have been afraid of rejection, afraid of misunderstanding, afraid that my family would not see the purity of what we share. But heaven has reminded me, fear cannot destroy what is divine. So even though my silence broke me today, even though I failed to answer, I know this was not the end. It was the beginning, the first spark of truth igniting. My mom's question was not just hers. It was the voice of the universe nudging me, whispering, "It is time. Time to stop hiding. Time to step into destiny. Time to bring the love of my life out of the shadows and into the light." Baby, if you can feel my heart through these words, if you can hear the trembling of my soul, then know this: I will not let this silence define us. I will not let fear be the last word. You are worth the truth. You are worth the fight. You are worth everything. And no matter how long it takes, no matter how many tears I have to shed, I will make sure your name is spoken with honor in front of those who matter most to me. If you feel the weight of this message, type "Love will rise above fear" in the comments as your declaration that truth will always find its way to the light. Baby, the silence of today has not left me. It follows me into the night like a shadow that will not loosen its grip. The moment my mom's words pierced the air, the moment her question trembled into existence, the universe shifted around me. Baby, I felt as if the entire cosmos had turned its gaze upon me, waiting for me to answer, waiting for me to claim you, to honor you, to finally give voice to the truth that has burned inside me like an unextinguished flame. And yet, all I could offer was silence. Do you know how heavy that silence felt, baby? It was not empty. It was suffocating. It was filled with every unspoken "I love you," with every unsent message, with every withheld truth. It was a silence pregnant with longing, with regret, with 1,000 missed chances. I sat there before my mother, but I felt like a child again, unable to speak, unable to be seen for who I truly am. And baby, the tragedy is not just that I couldn't answer her. The tragedy is that in my silence, I failed you. You are not a secret that should be hidden in the folds of shame. You are not a shadow that should only be known in whispers. You are my light, baby, the fire in my veins, the reason I breathe deeper than I ever did before. And yet, in that sacred moment, when I could have honored you, I buried you beneath my fear. That is the wound I carry tonight, the wound of betraying my own heart, of betraying yours. Baby, I wish you could have seen the way my mother looked at me. She wasn't angry. She wasn't judgmental. She was simply curious, her eyes filled with a knowing I could not escape. It was as if her soul already sensed you, as if some invisible thread had already carried your energy into her awareness. And still I withheld your name. Still I kept you locked inside the prison of my hesitation. Do you know what it feels like to sit in front of someone who raised you, someone who taught you how to speak, and yet find yourself mute in the very moment when your voice matters most. It is suffocating, baby. My throat burned with unshed words. My heart pounded with truth begging to be released. But the walls of fear, the years of conditioning, the weight of expectation, all of it pressed down upon me, and I collapsed beneath it. But baby, even in my silence, something shifted today. My mom knows there is someone. She may not know your name, may not know your face, but she knows there is a love that keeps me awake at night. She knows there is a presence that has changed me in ways she cannot explain. And though I could not speak, my eyes betrayed me. My silence spoke louder than words, and she understood. Someone holds my soul. That someone is you. Baby, I want you to know that this moment, as painful as it was, has awakened something in me. It has forced me to confront the cowardice that still lingers in my spirit. For too long, I have loved you in the shadows, convincing myself that silence was protection. But silence is no longer safe. It is poison. It is slowly killing me. And the universe will not allow me to keep hiding. That question from my mom was not just hers. It was divine timing knocking on my door. It was heaven saying, no more waiting, no more hiding. It is time. Baby, I see it now. Love that is hidden is love that is starved, and I will not starve our love anymore. You deserve to be acknowledged. You deserve to be honored. You deserve to be claimed, not as a possession, but as the sacred partner of my soul. You deserve to walk beside me in the light, where no question, no doubt, no shadow can diminish what we are. And yet, baby, I must confess that part of me is still terrified. Terrified of how my family will see us. Terrified of the questions that will follow once your name leaves my lips. Will they understand the depth of our connection? Will they see the divine thread that ties us together? Or will they reduce our love to something ordinary, something they can dismiss? These fears haunt me, baby, because I want them to see you the way I see you, the way heaven sees you. But destiny whispers that it is not my job to control how others perceive us. It is my job to stand in truth, to speak your name with courage, to honor you even if the world does not understand, because the truth is not dependent on their acceptance. The truth simply is. And the truth, baby, is that I love you with every breath, with every heartbeat, with every moment of this fragile life. Baby, when I imagine the day I finally speak your name to my family, I imagine the world cracking open. I imagine a weight lifting from my shoulders, a freedom pouring into my veins. I imagine you smiling through your tears, knowing that after all the waiting, after all the silence, you are finally seen, finally acknowledged, finally honored in the place where it matters most. That day will come, baby, I promise you. I will not let this silence be the last chapter. You see, baby, transformation does not happen in one moment. It unfolds in layers. Today was one layer. Painful, yes. Shattering, yes. But necessary, because the crack in my silence is the place where light is now entering. My mother's question has planted a seed, and seeds, once planted, cannot be unseen. They grow, they rise, they demand to break through the soil. That is what is happening inside me, baby. The seed of truth is growing, and no matter how much fear tries to bury it, it will break through. And baby, I realized something else. My inability to answer was not just about fear of my family. It was about my own struggle with worthiness. Deep down, I have wondered, do I deserve you? Do I deserve this love that feels so holy, so rare, so beyond what I ever dreamed? Maybe that is why I have kept you hidden, because part of me felt unworthy to claim you. But today, as I sat before my mom with tears burning in my eyes, I felt heaven whisper, "You are worthy. You have always been worthy. Stop running from the gift you've been given. Baby, you are not just love. You are destiny. You are the turning point of my life. You are the bridge between the man I was and the man I am becoming. And if I cannot honor you, then what am I even living for? What good is a life built on half-truths, on silences that choke the soul? No, baby, I refuse to keep living like that. I will rise. I will claim you. I will honor the gift of us. I keep replaying the moment in my head, my mom's eyes, her question, my silence. It hurts me, baby. It breaks me. But it also fuels me, because I know I cannot let it happen again. Next time I will not hesitate. Next time I will let the words flow like a river that cannot be stopped. Next time I will not only say your name, I will speak of your soul, of your light, of the way you have transformed me. Next time, baby, I will tell the truth. And when that moment comes, when your name finally fills the air between us, I believe something powerful will happen. I believe the heavens will rejoice. I believe my ancestors will smile. I believe the angels will sing. Because truth is always celebrated in heaven, baby. And our truth is holy. So tonight, as I sit in the silence of my room, I make this vow to you, baby. I vow to no longer let fear silence me. I vow to no longer let shame bury what is sacred. I vow to honor you, to speak your name, to stand beside you in the light, even if it takes me time, even if I stumble along the way. I am moving toward truth, and truth, baby, is where we belong. Do you know what I feel right now, baby? I feel surrender, a deep surrender to divine timing. I see now that every moment, even my silence, was part of the unfolding. Maybe I wasn't meant to answer today. Maybe the silence was necessary, so I could feel the weight of it, so I could break beneath it, so I could finally rise from it. Maybe heaven is teaching me that even my failures are not wasted. They are catalysts, pushing me closer to destiny. And baby, I surrender. I surrender the timeline. I surrender the fear. I surrender the need to control how others will see us. I surrender everything into the hands of the divine, because I know that what is meant for us cannot be destroyed. Our love is written in the stars, carved into eternity, sealed by heaven itself, and no silence, no hesitation, no fear can erase what has already been written. Baby, I know you've waited for me. I know my silence has hurt you. I know my hesitation has made you question if I will ever choose you openly, if I will ever stand beside you without shame, without fear. And baby, I want to say this as clearly as I can. I will choose you. I will claim you. I will honor you. It may not have been today, but the day is coming, and when it comes, everything will shift. Everything will align. Everything will be made right. Baby, I carry you in my spirit, even when I cannot speak your name aloud. I dream of you in the quiet hours of the night. I reach for you in the invisible space between my breaths, and though the world may not yet know you, my soul already does. My family will one day see what my soul has always known. You are the one, the only one, my forever. This message touched your heart. Type truth always finds its way in the comments as your declaration that no silence, no fear, no delay can stop destiny from unfolding. Baby, tonight the silence feels like thunder inside my chest. It isn't the soft kind of silence that gives peace. It is the heavy, suffocating silence that presses down on every corner of my soul. I keep hearing her words echoing in my mind like a question that refuses to leave me. Who is it your heart belongs to? And baby, my heart knows. My heart has always known. My heart only beats because it carries you within it, but my lips failed me. My courage failed me. I froze in front of her, and in that freezing, I betrayed the very love that is my reason for being. Baby, I know I have written these words to you before, but tonight they come with a different weight, a sharper edge. It feels like I have been pierced by my own choices, like the blade that cut me was not held in anyone else's hands but mine. I silenced myself. I dimmed your light. I allowed fear to dictate my truth, and the shame of that is unbearable. I keep wondering, baby, why? Why couldn't I just say it? Why couldn't I tell her that you are the one who holds my entire soul? Why couldn't I let your name be honored in the presence of the woman who birthed me, who has seen every season of my life? Was it fear of her judgment? Was it fear of rejection? Or was it something even deeper? A fear that once your name was spoken, there would be no turning back, no returning to the shadows where I've tried to hide our love. Baby, I realize now, I have been addicted to the safety of silence. Silence doesn't demand explanation. Silence doesn't provoke conflict. Silence doesn't force me to confront what others might think. But silence also kills. It kills slowly, quietly, day by day, until there is nothing left but regret. And baby, I cannot keep living in that kind of death. When my mother looked at me today, she saw the truth in my eyes. Even when I couldn't form the words, she saw the longing I've carried like a secret flame. She saw the way my spirit drifts into places she cannot follow. And though I gave her nothing but silence, she knows now. She knows there is someone. She knows there is a love shaping me from the inside out. And baby, that knowledge has already shifted something in her heart, even if she doesn't yet know your name. Her name. But baby, let me tell you something I've never admitted. Not to her, not to anyone, not even fully to myself. The reason I couldn't answer wasn't just fear of her reaction. It was fear of my own transformation. Because to speak your name aloud is to step into a destiny I cannot undo. To speak your name is to admit that everything in my life has led to you, that every road, every heartbreak, every prayer, every silence was pulling me toward you. And once spoken, that truth will demand everything of me. It will demand I rise. It will demand I fight. It will demand I surrender completely. And baby, sometimes I have been afraid of that surrender. Not because I don't want you, but because I have never wanted anything this much in my entire life. Do you understand the weight of that, baby? To want someone with every fiber of your being, to know that without them you are half alive, to feel that destiny has written your names side by side, and yet you still hesitate because you are terrified of your own unworthiness. That is where I am. That is what broke me today. Not just the question, not just the silence, but the raw, undeniable realization that I cannot keep running from this truth anymore. Baby, I need you to hear me. My silence was not rejection. My silence was not absence of love. My silence was love overflowing, so overwhelming that I couldn't contain it. It was love so sacred I was afraid to expose it to misunderstanding. It was love so holy I was afraid to profane it with clumsy words. My silence was not emptiness. It was too much, too heavy, too vast to pour out in a single breath. But baby, I cannot stay silent anymore, because silence has now become the very betrayal I swore I would never commit. You deserve more. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be honored. You deserve to be spoken of with reverence, not hidden like a secret shame. You are not my shame. You are my salvation. You are the answer to prayers I whispered as a boy, the fulfillment of hopes I never thought I would see, and today taught me that keeping you hidden is no longer possible. Baby, my mom's question was not random. It was not coincidence. It was divine timing. It was the universe saying, enough. The truth must surface. And though I failed to answer today, I know I won't fail again. Because now the door has been opened, and once the door is open, nothing can close it. Truth will keep pushing, keep knocking, keep demanding to be spoken. Imagine the day, baby. I imagine myself sitting with my family, their eyes on me, waiting for me to speak. And this time I will not hesitate. I will not falter. I will not choke on silence. I will say your name, and I will watch as it fills the air, as it vibrates through the walls, as it changes the atmosphere of the room. I will say your name as though it is the holiest prayer I have ever spoken. And in that moment, the universe will shift again. But this time, it will be in the direction of freedom, of truth, of destiny. Baby, sometimes I wonder if you understand just how much power you hold over me. Your existence has undone me. You have broken every wall I built, shattered every defense, burned every illusion of control, and I am left raw, exposed, trembling, but alive in a way I never was before. Baby, I was sleepwalking through life until you, and now every breath feels like a battle, every silence feels like a betrayal, every word feels like it carries the weight of eternity. That is what it means to love you. That is what it means to belong to you. And baby, I do belong to you, entirely, completely, irrevocably. My soul is yours. My destiny is tied to yours. My very name feels incomplete unless it is spoken alongside yours. And I know, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many silences I stumble through, I will end up where I am meant to be, beside you, in the light, no longer hiding, no longer afraid. Baby, tonight, I surrender. I surrender my fear. I surrender my silence. I surrender the illusion that I can keep you hidden to protect you. You don't need protection from the truth. You are the truth. And truth is unbreakable. Truth cannot be destroyed. Truth always rises. And baby, I promise you this, I will rise with it. Even if my voice shakes, even if my hands tremble, even if my family doesn't understand at first, I will rise, because you are worth rising for. You are worth every trembling word, every tear shed, every battle fought. You are my forever, baby, and forever deserves to be spoken. So tonight I whisper your name in the dark. I whisper it as prayer. I whisper it as vow. I whisper it as prophecy. And I know one day soon I won't be whispering anymore. I'll be declaring it, shouting it, honoring it, and the world will know what my heart has always known. Baby, you are mine, and I am yours, in this life and every life after. If you feel the power of this message, type, "Love will no longer hide," in the comments as your declaration. The truth cannot be buried, and divine love must always rise. Baby, the night has stretched long, and yet my thoughts have not given me rest. Every time I close my eyes, I see the moment replaying. My mom's lips forming the question, her voice trembling in the air, her eyes fixed on me with that unshakable knowing. And me, sitting there, drowning in silence, unable to let the truth leave my lips. Baby, I keep asking myself, what kind of man cannot even speak the name of the woman who carries his soul? What kind of man lets fear choke out love? And the answer burns. A man who is still learning how to rise. But baby, I promise you, I am rising. Today may have broken me, but in that breaking, something new is being born. I feel it. The silence that once felt like a shield now feels like chains cutting into my skin. I cannot breathe in it anymore. The weight of hiding you has become unbearable. The moment my mom's question fell into the room, the illusion shattered. My secret is no longer safe within me, baby, and has been exposed to the light. And once truth tastes the air, it cannot be buried again. Baby, I want to tell you something I never admitted even to myself before today. For so long, I believed silence was protection. I thought if I kept you hidden, I could spare you the pain of judgment, of rejection, of misunderstanding. I thought I could bear the weight alone and keep your name sacred in my heart, untouched by the noise of the world. But today I saw how wrong I was. Silence doesn't protect, it isolates. Silence doesn't guard, it suffocates. Silence doesn't honor love, it starves it. And baby, I cannot starve what is divine. When my mom asked about you, I felt heaven holding its breath. It was as if the entire universe had been waiting for me to step into truth. Angels leaned close, destiny pressed against the moment, and yet I shrank back into fear. Do you know how much that broke me, baby? To feel the whole cosmos urging me forward, and still I stayed silent. It was like betraying not just you, not just myself, but the very hand of God that brought us together. But baby, failure is a strange thing. It wounds, it humbles, but it also teaches. My silence today has carved a fire in me that will not be quenched until I speak your name. I cannot go back to pretending anymore. I cannot return to the comfort of hiding, because comfort has turned into torment. Silence has turned into a prison. And love, our love, was never meant to live behind bars. Baby, I imagine the day I finally speak. I see myself sitting in the same room, my mom's eyes upon me. And this time, I will not hesitate. My chest will still tremble, my voice may still shake, but the words will come. They will pour out like a river breaking through a dam. And once they are spoken, nothing will ever be the same again. Because truth has that kind of power, baby. It transforms everything it touches. And yet, even as I long for that day, I wrestle with fear. What if they don't understand? What if they question your worth, or my decision, or the bond that ties us together? What if they look at me with disappointment? with doubt, with confusion. Baby, these fears gnaw at me. But then I remember, it is not their acceptance that validates us. It is not their approval that makes our love holy. Heaven already stamped its seal upon us, long before any human opinion could touch us. Baby, our love is not of this world. It was written before we were born, carved into the stars, woven into the fabric of eternity. And when something is written in heaven, no voice on earth can erase it. That is what keeps me breathing tonight. That is what keeps me believing, even in the midst of regret. Do you know what I think, baby? I think my mom already senses you. Mothers have a way of knowing the unseen, of feeling what cannot be spoken. I think she has seen the way my eyes drift into distances, the way my heart softens at invisible memories, the way my silence carries more weight than words. She may not know your name, but she knows there is someone who has captured me. And maybe that is enough for now. Maybe the seed has been planted, and in time, it will grow into understanding. But baby, I do not want to wait forever. I do not want to leave you in the shadows of my silence any longer. You deserve better. You deserve a love that stands in the light, unashamed, unafraid. You deserve a man who speaks your name with pride, who tells the world that you are his destiny. And baby, I want to be that man. I am becoming that man, slowly, painfully, but surely. Today showed me that I cannot run from destiny. Even if I stay silent, destiny will knock again. Even if I hide, heaven will expose the truth. Even if I bury my feelings, love will resurrect itself, because what is meant cannot be undone. And baby, you are meant. You are my meant, my always, my forever. Do you know what else I realized today, baby? That the pain of silence is greater than the risk of truth. I used to believe silence was safer, but today proved me wrong. Silence cut me deeper than any rejection ever could. Silence tore me apart in ways judgment never could. Silence betrayed me more than misunderstanding ever could. The real danger isn't speaking your name. It's refusing to, and I refuse to betray us again. Baby, tonight I make another vow. I vow that the next time I am asked, I will not hesitate. The next time your existence is questioned, I will not shrink back. I will speak, even if my voice trembles. I will confess, even if my heart races. I will declare, even if fear screams in my ear. Because you are worth it. You are worth every ounce of courage I must gather, every tear I must shed, every battle I must fight. You are worth it all. And baby, when that day comes, when your name is finally spoken aloud in my home, I believe something sacred will happen. The air will shift, the chains will break, the silence will end, and our love will stand in the light, just as it was always meant to. That day will not just be a confession, it will be a resurrection. The resurrection of a truth long buried, the resurrection of a love too holy to hide. Baby, I need you to know one more thing. Even in my silence, I am with you. Even in my hesitation, my soul is reaching for yours. Even in my weakness, my love does not falter. I may fail, I may stumble, I may break, but my love for you never wavers. It is the one constant in the storm, the one light in the darkness, the one truth that remains even when every other truth is questioned. Baby, I am yours always. in silence and in speech, in fear and in courage, in shame and in surrender. I am yours. So tonight, I lift my eyes to heaven and I pray. I pray for strength. I pray for courage. I pray for divine timing to align once again and for my lips not to fail me next time. I pray for my family's hearts to be softened, for their eyes to see what I see, for their spirits to recognize the divine in you. And I pray for you, baby, for your patience, for your endurance, for your heart to feel how deeply, how endlessly, how unconditionally I love you. I pray for you, baby, for your patience, for your endurance, for your heart to feel how deeply, how endlessly, how unconditionally I love you. And I know my prayer will be answered, because heaven is not cruel. Heaven does not bring two souls together only to keep them apart. Heaven does not write a story only to let it end in silence. No, baby. Heaven finishes what it begins, and what heaven began in us will be fulfilled. I believe it with everything in me. If you feel the fire of this message, type "Destiny cannot be silenced" in the comments as your declaration that what is meant for you will always rise, no matter the fear, no matter the silence. Baby, the weight of today has carved itself so deeply into me that I feel like my very bones carry the memory of silence. It's strange, isn't it? How a single question, just a few words spoken by my mom, could unravel years of hiding, years of trying to contain this fire inside me. That moment was more than a question. It was a summons, a call from destiny itself. And baby, I failed to rise to it. My lips trembled, my heart thundered, but my voice betrayed me. And yet, baby, something sacred is happening inside me tonight. Even in my failure, I feel the birth of a new courage. Even in my silence, I hear the stirring of a louder truth. It's as though my soul is whispering, never again will you let silence suffocate what heaven has written. Baby, when I sat there across from my mom, I felt like I was standing at a crossroads. One path was the old way, silence, fear, hiding, carrying this love in secret like a shadow I protect but never let breathe. The other path was truth, raw, trembling, unstoppable truth. And though my body froze, my heart already chose this second path. My heart has already decided I will not hide you anymore. But baby, this road is not easy. I wrestle with fear like it is an old companion that refuses to leave me. What if they don't understand? What if they try to diminish what we share? What if they cannot see the divine thread that binds us? These thoughts swirl like storms in my head, and yet, above all the noise, there is one voice that steadies me, the voice of destiny. It whispers, no one has to understand what heaven has ordained. Baby, our love is not a debate to be won. It is not a case to be argued. It is a truth that simply is. It exists beyond reason, beyond explanation, beyond approval. It was written before we breathed our first breath, sealed before our souls even entered this world. And nothing, no silence, no judgment, no misunderstanding, can undo what has already been carved into eternity. Baby, do you know what I see when I close my eyes? I see the moment when I finally speak your name to my family. I see their faces filled with shock, with curiosity, with questions. But I also see something else, light, Because once your name is spoken, once your existence is acknowledged, the atmosphere will shift, chains will break, the silence will end, and our love will step into the light where it has always belonged. I want that moment, baby, more than I have ever wanted anything. I want to see the look on your face when you realize I am no longer hiding. I want you to feel the freedom of being seen, honored, acknowledged, not just in the secret places of my heart, but in the presence of my family, in the presence of the world. You deserve that. You deserve a love that does not whisper in shadows, but sings in the light. Baby, I keep thinking about my mom's eyes when she asked me. There was no anger there, no judgment, just curiosity, just knowing, as if she already felt your presence in my life, as if her spirit already sensed you long before I spoke. And maybe that's the miracle of this love. It cannot truly be hidden, even when I try, even when I stay silent. It leaks through my eyes, my silence, my restless night. People around me can feel it, even if they don't know what it is. Because baby, love, this divine, cannot be contained. And that terrifies me, but it also frees me. Terrifies me because I cannot control it. Frees me because I no longer have to. I don't have to plan every word, don't have to calculate the perfect timing. Destiny has already taken over. Heaven has already set things in motion. My mom's question was proof of that. The universe will keep pressing until I rise into truth. Baby, do you know the strange thing about destiny? It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for readiness. It arrives like a wave, crashing, unstoppable, pulling everything into its current, and we either resist and drown or surrender and rise. Today I resisted, but I cannot resist anymore. I cannot fight the tide that was meant to carry me to you. And so, baby, I surrender. Fully, completely, I surrender to the divine timing that is unfolding, to the truth that is pressing against my lips, to the love that refuses to stay silent. I surrender my fear of rejection, my fear of judgment, my fear of not being understood, because love this sacred is worth every risk. Love this eternal is worth every battle. Baby, tonight I want to confess something I never dared to say aloud. I am tired of pretending, tired of walking into rooms and carrying this secret like a weight on my chest, tired of letting silence steal my courage, tired of living half a life when I was given the chance to live fully with you. Baby, I want the fullness. I want the wholeness. I want the life that exists only when you are beside me in the open, not hidden away in whispers and shadows. And I know, baby, that day is coming. I can feel it. It is close, nearer than my breath. The way my mom's question came out of nowhere, the way it pierced me. It was not random. It was divine orchestration. Heaven is saying, prepare, the moment is near. And baby, this time I will not fail. When the moment comes again, and it will, I will not freeze. I will not let fear dictate my truth. I will look my mother in the eye. I will let my voice tremble if it must, but I will speak your name. I will tell her, yes, Mom, there is someone. And she is not just someone. She is the one my soul has waited for, the one heaven wrote for me, the one who is my home. And baby, once those words are spoken, nothing will ever be the same again. Do you know what else I see, baby? I see healing. Healing not just for me, but for generations. Because when I speak your name, when I honor our love, I break the cycles of silence and fear that have haunted my family for years. I break the chains of hiding, of settling, of denying the truth of the heart. I step into a new lineage, a lineage of love, of courage, of destiny fulfilled. And baby, we will not just live for ourselves, we will live for every soul who never had the courage to love openly. We will live for every heart that was silenced by fear. We will live as proof that love always rises. Baby, I don't know how my family will respond. Maybe with tears, maybe with confusion, maybe with silence of their own. But their response is not my responsibility. My responsibility is truth. My responsibility is love. My responsibility is to honor what heaven gave me. And baby, you are heaven's gift to me, the rarest, most sacred gift, and I will not dishonor you any longer. So tonight, I sit here in the quiet and I practice speaking your name aloud. I practice saying it with reverence, with love, with pride. I whisper it into the air, and it feels like prayer. It feels like prophecy. It feels like the first step toward freedom. And I know that soon I will not just whisper, I will declare. I will stand in front of my family, in front of the world, and I will speak your name without fear. Baby, this is my vow. Never again will silence rob us. Never again will fear dictate my choices. Never again will I let the moment pass without honoring you. The next time destiny knocks, I will open the door. The next time love calls, I will answer. The next time your name trembles on my lips, I will let it fly free, because baby, you are worth it all. And when that day comes, baby, I believe even heaven will rejoice. Angels will sing, the air will shift, and our love will stand where it was always meant to stand, in the light, unashamed, unstoppable, undeniable. Baby, if my silence broke me today, then my truth will heal me tomorrow. And when I finally speak your name, when I finally honor you openly, I know you will look at me not with judgment for my delay, but with tears of relief, with eyes that say, I knew you would get here. I knew you would rise. And baby, that moment will be the fulfillment of every promise, every prayer, every prophecy that has ever been whispered over us. So, until that day comes, I hold you in my soul. I carry you in my breath. I speak your name in the secret places of my heart, knowing that soon, very soon, it will no longer be secret. It will be truth in the open. It will be destiny fulfilled. Baby, I am yours, entirely, forever, and I promise I will speak your name. If this message touched your soul, type "Love will always rise" in the comments as your declaration that no silence, no fear, no delay can stop what heaven has already written. Baby, even as I write these words, I feel the shift inside me. It is as if every moment of hesitation, every tear I have shed in silence, every night I kept your name hidden inside me, was all preparing me for this, the vow to never turn back again. The universe has been patient with me, but I hear it clearly now. Patience is ending. Destiny is calling. Love will not wait forever, because love was never designed to live behind closed doors. And baby, I know this truth is not just for me. I know someone listening right now has also been hiding, has also been carrying a love too heavy for silence, has also been afraid to speak the words their soul has been screaming. To you I say, your time is coming. Just as heaven pressed on me until I could no longer hide, heaven will press on you until truth flows from your lips like fire. Do not fear it. Do not resist it. Because the moment you speak, you will feel freedom so deep that every chain of fear will fall at your feet. Baby, when I look into the future, I see only one path: truth. Truth in front of my family. Truth in front of the world. Truth in front of heaven itself. And truth will always lead me back to you. I will not falter anymore. I will not tremble in silence. I will not let destiny knock unanswered. When the moment comes, baby, I will rise. I will speak. I will honor. And the whole universe will know what my soul has always known. You are my forever, and forever has already begun. Baby, this is where the circle closes. This is where silence turns into truth, and trembling turns into courage. When my mom first asked me about you, I shattered inside because my lips could not answer. But now, after walking through the fire of regret, after feeling the crushing weight of silence, I stand at the doorway of something new. Baby, this is not the end of my story. This is the beginning of the life where truth finally rises, where love finally breathes in the open air, where destiny is no longer a distant whisper, but a reality unfolding right before my eyes. I see it so clearly now, baby. The silence was never meant to destroy me. It was meant to prepare me. It stripped me bare. It humbled me. It showed me the cost of hiding, and in that breaking, I found my vow. Never again will I let fear silence me. Never again will I let hesitation bury your name. Never again will I allow shadows to hold hostage what was always meant for the light. Baby, when the question comes again, I will not tremble in silence. I will rise in truth. I will let your name fall from my lips like the most sacred prayer, like the most beautiful song, like the final piece of prophecy finally fulfilled. And when I imagine that moment, baby, I see more than my mother's eyes softening. I see more than acceptance. I see heaven rejoicing. I see generations of silence breaking. I see chains falling from my family line, because when truth is spoken, it doesn't just set one person free. It ripples out like waves across eternity. And baby, our love will become that ripple. It will heal not only us, but everyone who hears it, everyone who has ever hidden, everyone who has ever silenced their heart out of fear. Baby, this is my final vow. I will not hide us any longer. I will not whisper what deserves to be shouted from the rooftops. I will not treat our love as if it were fragile when it was written in eternity itself. You are not just the one I love, baby. You are my destiny, my reason, my forever, and the world will know it. Beloved soul listening right now, if you have felt this message in your bones, if you have walked through your own silence and felt your own heart tremble with unspoken truths, let today be your declaration. Write in the comments, I rise in truth. This is not just a phrase, it is a covenant. It is you saying to heaven, to the universe, to your own soul, I will not hide anymore. I will not silence what is sacred. I will rise. And before we close, I want to take a sacred moment to celebrate those who poured their love into this channel yesterday through super thanks. You are not just names on a screen. You are the heartbeat that keeps this message alive, the hands that help lift this work higher, the family that stands with me in truth. Friends, thank you for your $20.00 super thanks. Your generosity is a reminder that this message carries light, and you have added fuel to keep it burning. At Scarlet Rain 3, thank you for your $20.00 super thanks. Your love and support strengthen this work more than words can say. At Paula Fries Basby, thank you for your $10.00 super thanks. Your contribution is celebrated with joy, and it means so much to this journey. When I saw your names, when I saw your gifts, I felt a deep gratitude. I had already prayed for you in the last message, covering your lives in love and protection. Tonight, I simply want to honor you again in front of everyone, because your love is not just felt by me, it is felt by this whole community. You are part of this rising. You are part of this unfolding. You are part of the family heaven is building here. And to everyone listening, if this message has touched your heart, if you feel the truth stirring inside you, consider sowing into this work with a super thanks. It's not about the amount. It's about the declaration. It's about saying, I believe in this. I want this message to rise. I want to keep this light shining. Every time someone gives, it's more than support. It's prophecy in action. It says, I stand with this truth, and when you give, your name too will be lifted up and celebrated in this space, because generosity never goes unseen. So, if you feel led, baby, let your love be seen. Be part of this rising. Add your voice, your name, your support. And know that heaven smiles on every seed sown in truth and love. Baby, this is my final confession. I began in silence, but I end in truth. I began with fear, but I end in surrender. And now I leave you with this. Love cannot be silenced. Truth cannot be buried. Destiny cannot be denied. No matter what tries to stand against it, what heaven has written will always rise.